Hello guys and welcome back. Today we will cover the Tuskens and how to get a max damage run with them. So you cannot do that before tier 5 unfortunately, which means you have to take them to relic 7 if you want to get a really good run with them. Basically the damage doubles between tier 4 and tier 5, so that's how it is. However, it is not a waste. Trust me, Tuskens are actually good now in every area of the game. You have the Omicron in Territory Wars, in Grand Arena. They're good in Raids, they're good in Conquest, so they're a very good faction. Probably the best one to take to relic 7 after the Hot Cartel is done. And first we will start with a refresher course on the Tuskens, because I think many of you don't know how they work exactly. If you already do, there should be a timestamp displayed on the screen and you can jump to that to already see the next part. But yeah, let's go quickly over the kit and then move on to the run. So the Chieftain, the leader of the team, is very good. His lead gives stack of momentum whenever an enemy gains 10 meter, and whenever you hit the dragon, because he's a raid boss, he will gain 10 meter, so whenever you hit him, you gain momentum. And then for each stack of momentum you have 20% more defense, which makes you very tanky and allows you to actually take the damage of the dragon later on in the run and avoid you from dying too early. And then whenever you are targeted by the dragon, if you have at least 10 stacks of momentum, you lose everything, but for each momentum removed, you have a chance to apply a dot. And on top of that, the one that was targeted will take a bonus turn. So that's pretty nice. Then we have the basic. Basic calls an assist, random assist, and gives momentum to everyone in the team. And special one, very important. Special one dispels all the debuffs on your team and reduces the cooldown of everyone in the team by 1. So that's pretty nice so that you can spam specials more often, especially with the warrior. So the warrior, her basic hits twice. The first time she applies a dot. The second time, she also applies a dot, but she also gains momentum. And then special one gives momentum 5 stacks to everyone in the team and dispels all the buffs. That is very important because that is how you will get rid of tenacity up on the boss quickly so that you can keep applying dots on the boss. Special 2, forget it exists. Special 2 is really bad. It deals damage many times, which gives a ton of 10 meter to the dragon, and it makes her lose all her stack of momentum, and you really want to keep them, because you need her to have high momentum so that she's tanky, and she can apply a lot of dots if she's targeted. So yeah, just don't use it. Forget it exists. And finally, the unique has a nice little thing about it, which makes the dragon lose 2% tenacity whenever a dot expires. So the more dots you apply, the more likely you will be to apply more dots in the future. So it's pretty nice to have that. Now the Raider, very simple kit. Basic deals damage, special one calls an assist, and that's it. That's all you have to do. He did a lot of damage, and that's it. Error, or whatever his name is, basic applies stun and deals some damage. Special one is good. It gives full turn meter to the whole team, including himself, so it's like he takes a bonus turn instantly. And it gives speed up to everyone as well. So that is a very good ability, and that's why having the Chieftain special one reducing cooldowns is good, because you can use that more often. And finally, Shaman, his basic applies 2 dots, and his special one gives offense up to the whole team. And one last part is that neither him nor him are attackers. And that's going to matter right now because we're moving to the run. I'm going to explain the mechanics of the Tusken team in the raid. And then I will go over the modding, and then we can actually begin the run. So, what do the Tuskens gain in this raid? By default, on any tier of the raid, they have 5% more damage for each stack of momentum they have on them. The Ballista has a reduced cooldown, and if it is used by someone that is not an attacker, so that is him, or him, they're going to deal 15% more damage for each stack of momentum. So those 3 should be the only ones to use the Ballista, unless you absolutely need to use it to remove someone from getting swallowed. But other than that, really just use it with those 3 because they will deal a ton of damage with it. Now that's for all the tiers, and that's why we have to run the team on tier 5. On tier 5, they unlock a new modifier that completely changes the team. It is an absolute game changer for them. It makes it so that whenever they apply a dot, they gain a stack of momentum, and they apply a lot of dots, right? Warrior applies 2 dots on her basic, so that's 3, and whenever he targets you and you have momentum, he gains dots. So all of that is going to contribute to keep the momentum train going, which is going to be the whole gist of the faction. You just need to keep applying, gaining momentum over and over and over again, because that's how you deal damage, that's how you gain 10 meter, and that's how you just keep going, because on top of that, whenever you gain momentum, you will gain 5% turn meter, 2% max health, 2% max protection. And that is only happening on tier 5 and tier 6. Because before that, on tier 4 and below, it is not activated. And you need that. Without that, the team is just not good. Alright, so now moving on to the modding. Chieftain. So you want him to be fast. Now you will see that my mods are not the best. You also want a lot of potency, right, so that you can keep applying dots. And I don't have enough good potency mods. So that's why I have the 2 bottom mods that are just not good ones. That's just because I had to do with what I had. So I chose to forgo a potency set to keep more speed on the chieftain and still have decent potency, so with a potency primary and high potency secondary. But ideally, yeah, either a speed set with good potency secondaries or triple potency set and try to go for 150% potency. Next we have warrior, very very important. She applies dot on her basics, so you absolutely want her to have high potency, so again aim for 150% potency. Now I gave her an offense set because I could reach that threshold without giving full potency mods, and she's an attacker, so she still has decent damage, so offense set is good. Now the shaman. Shaman, same idea, high potency. Having some speed is also good. The more turns you take, the more dots you apply, the more momentum you gain, and so on and so forth. So having speed is good as well. The raider, very simple. Doesn't apply dots, he calls assists, he deals damage, so high offense, high speed, and that's it. And then finally, Error. I think for this one, I don't think my modding is optimal. As you can see, I have triple potency set and 150% potency. But I think there might be an argument that could be made for modding him for offense instead. Because as you will see, he will actually be the main user of Ballista and with crazy damage output. So I think modding him for high offense could even yield better results than what I have here. But potency is also fine. Alright, and with that being said, we can now finally jump into the run. Sorry for the long introduction, but I think it's really important to set everything so that you understand what's happening next. So as you can see, my chieftain is just fast enough to move before the dragon at 361 speed. And we're going to start with a basic here, to call an assist. Now this is random. Ideally you would want to call one of those because they apply dots. I didn't get lucky, but that's fine. So I gained some momentum because the dragon gained turn meter, and you can see that now everyone in my team is at full turn meter despite being much slower than the dragon. The dragon is gonna split, and here I want to get rid of those debuffs. So I went for the bombs. Special one, always use special one with her if you have it, because it gives 5 stacks of momentum to everyone. As you can see, nice turn meter boost here on the chieftain. No, keep going for the bomb, trying to get it to blow up. There we go. Now all the debuffs are gone on my team, so speed down is gone, which means that I will take more turns. And I'm going to use special one with Aurora to gain full turn meter on everyone. And here, I think I went for basic. I could also go for special one to reduce the cooldowns of everyone. Both are viable options. Here now, always remember, never use that, because that's going to feed way too much turn meter to the dragon. And basic is going to give us a lot of turn meter. 2 dots. So look at the momentum, I have 15, 17, and now 22, because she gains 3 on the second use of the basic, and then she applies the dots, which is 2 more. So lots of momentum, and look at that. She just took her turn, and she's already almost at half turn meter. So yeah, very, very quick to keep taking turns. Now here I'm preparing the bombs for when the dragon is going to burrow. Keep using basics. Now I'm going to use special one to reduce the cooldowns of those two, because they can use their specials more often. And now, thanks to that, I can again use special one to give 5 stacks of momentum to everyone. Plus, or maybe I went for basic here, I think. Yeah. So here, actually, going for basic is good, because the dragon is about to swallow, and when he swallows, he gains 1060 up, and you want to get rid of that as soon as you can. So you need to have special one up for that. So here I went for basic instead, which is also good, right? It applies some dots, we gain some momentum, so that's fine. And here you have some RNG part. You don't have anyone taunting in your team. You cannot do anything about who gets swallowed. If warrior ends up being swallowed, I would strongly encourage you to restart your run, because you just need her too much. Even chieftain getting swallowed is really not the best. You want one of those two to get swallowed at this point. Shaman is useless right now because we have tenacity up, so he cannot apply any dots. So if he gets swallowed, it's good, right? Because he couldn't do anything anyway. So ideally, you want one of those two to get swallowed and keep the other 3. Here I still kept going, but yeah, it's not ideal. And I'm gonna use Ballista probably here, because he cannot apply dots, like I said. So remove 30 stacks, and we just have to remove 6 more. But that's gonna be another Ballista use, so here I just went for some damage. Probably basic on all the bombs here, on the dragon, I guess that's fine too. And now finally I can remove that tenacity up. And here I barely had time to use the Ballista. So yeah, I got a bit lucky here. I just had enough speed, because this one got swallowed, that it was not ideal. But yeah, we can keep going at least. There we go, now Chieftain's back. He's gonna split again and then burrow. Now we want to get rid of those debuffs, so we're gonna go for... And I have blind on him from the dragon anyway, so he couldn't apply a dot, so going for a bomb is the best option. Now here, going special 1 to give some turn meter to the team is good, even if I lose the speed up. I have buff immunity on the team, so I cannot apply speed up, but still I can take a couple turns and get rid of those debuffs faster. So here I went for double basic to try applying dots and gaining some momentum stacks on my team. Basic here, boom, double hit on the bomb, I got lucky here. Assist is random. Assist on the other one. Now we're gonna be able to blow up the bombs. I still have blind, so I still cannot hit the dragon. And there we go. Now all the debuffs are gone, and we got about half the damage done. Now I'm gonna replant. Special 1 again. Keep gaining momentum. Basic here, calling assist and gaining momentum again. Not just basic to deal some damage, basic as well. And here I'm gonna use maybe the Ballista. And as you can see, we get nice damage from... Yeah. He only has 20 stacks, doesn't even have offense up. And that's still 100k damage on the dragon. So that's... You can even use that to remove the... Don't be shy about using it, because you refresh it very quickly, as you can see. Now here I'm gonna use special 1 to gain some cooldowns back. And here, very, very bad... That was a bad decision from me, because now she's taking another turn, she's dazed, and she doesn't have it. And so she's gonna stay dazed, won't be able to gain any turn meter for a very long time, which is going to delay her next turn by a very long time as well, so that was not such a good idea from me. So, I'm not showcasing a perfect run, but I still got the max damage, so you can see the potential of the team. And now we're starting to get to good stacks of momentum. So at this point, after the first unburrow, really you want to be around 20, 30, even 40 stacks if you want to have enough damage later on in the run and to finish without to finish in time before you die, basically. So here I'm going to use the special, but again, because of the daze, she doesn't gain any turn meter, so that is really bad. But the others still can get decent damage. And here you're going to see 34 stacks, an offense up, and look at the damage of the Ballista here. 235k, and he's not even modded for offense. So he has crazy damage potential. So if you mod him for offense, I think you can get even better results than I did. And even if Shaman would also deal good damage, it's better that he basics because he applies dots, and you need the dots to keep the momentum train going. Right, so he spits on me, dispels everything, and this time he follows the right one. So Shaman, I don't care about him. So it's good that he was the one to get swallowed. Now here I'm going to go for the bomb to try and get rid of all this debuff on me. Ballista on him. And here I have offense down this time instead of having offense up. And you can see the damage is not quite the same. I have the same amount of momentum as before, but instead of offense up I have offense down, and I got 80k instead of 230k. So yeah, the difference is quite massive. So here I'm going to dispel everything. There we go, finally. Now I have to Ballista because he's about to take a turn. So I will have to wait until I dispel the tenacity up, which is bad because here, if he didn't have tenacity up on that basic, he would have been applied for up to like 10 or 12 dots, which would have really gave me more momentum. And because of that, I'm going to lose all my momentum train here. You will see that everyone is going to go down to 0 or close. Like this one is at 0. We have 2 here only. She's about to lose because momentum doesn't stay forever. It only stays for a couple turns. So you have to keep gaining it or you just run out of it. So I'm using the Ballista to try to get rid of that protection up. Doesn't really work so well. And at this point, it's pretty bad. My momentum train was going down. I thought I was going to lose the run. I'll have to retry. But fortunately, I just barely made it. So always basic with Warrior and Shaman on the Dragon. If there's no tenacity up to apply dots and gain momentum back, you really have to do that. The bombs, try to limit that to the Warrior or the Raider because they don't apply any dots, so they can hit whoever they want. Gonna basic again, try to apply more dots again. Special one, there we go, and he's back up. And now, as you can see, I got some momentum back. I'm at 30 stacks on the higher one, 20 on the others, so it's not too bad. I'm gonna basic again here probably. Call an assist, try to get some momentum. And there we go, another offense up with 26 stacks. And we're gonna get, yeah, I got about 200k damage here. So not too bad. Basic, keep applying dots. 1.1 million, 94% towards the enrage. And here you can see the importance of the tier 5. They're taking about 50k to 70k damage on all of them. But they're surviving. Why is that? Because for each stack of momentum they gain since the beginning, they gain 2% health and protection. So right now they have a ton of health, a ton of protection. And they also have a ton of defense thanks to her lead, which gives me 20% defense per stack of momentum. Everyone is at around 30. That's 600% extra defense on everyone. And as you can see, the dragon is like 10k is nothing on a crit. It's not dealing any damage. The damage that you can see that's coming as a white true damage is the expose. So that's the expose damage, which means that they have expose is 20% health. So they have 5 times that. They have 250k health here. Yeah, they all have about 200, between 200 and 250k health, thanks to the stacking by momentum. So really that's, again, you don't have that if you play on tier 4, you're not gonna have that much health, so you will die. So yeah, you have to play this team at the Relic 7 tier. There's no way around it. Alright, so now 94% enrage. We're not doing so well, but we have very high momentum. 50, 43, 43. And that's how we're going to cut our damage. Look at the Raider. 179k damage here. Why? Because you have stacking damage per stack of momentum as per the Tusken modifier. And that's why you mod him for high offense. And even the Warrior with 50k, 50 stacks, she does 50k per basic. So that's pretty good as well. Special one to gain even more momentum. We're going to use special one here. Special one by the Shaman, which gives offense up. And now we have him ready to go with 41 stacks of momentum this time. Actually, he's going to get even more than that, because I'm going to get some more assists before. 46 stacks. Double basic. 47. 49 stacks of momentum. And now here comes the big hit. 1.5 million. Trying to pause on the hit. Ah, I missed it. But like, it jumped by 200k damage. So that was a huge hit by Warrior. And that's why, yeah, he's one of the main damage dealer of the team, really. And now I can just finish the run. So I reach Enrage. And that might have saved me, actually. Because when you reach Enrage, he swallows twice in a row. If he wasn't Enraged, he would have Basic after that. Basic might have killed everyone. But here, because it's Enraged, he's gonna hit someone again. And now I can finish him off with Special One from the Warrior for a max damage of 1.8 million. And that's it, there we go. Max damage with Tuskens. And I think, yeah, my modding was not absolutely optimal, as you saw. But yeah, really, main thing, keep the momentum train going, and you will be fine. You have to ideally always have 30 or more stacks of momentum on your team all the time. Try even to go for 40, 50 stacks. The more you have, the more damage you deal, the easier it gets to get to high damage. And so that's how you do it. It's exactly the same for tier 6. Tier 6, they get an extra modifier, which gives them even more damage for each stack of momentum that they have. But really, the main mechanic change comes with tier 5. So yeah, work on your Tuskens, guys. Don't sleep on them. They are really, really good in every game mode, especially in this raid. And they're quite fun to play, to use. Good on defense, good on offense in Grand Arena. A really, really good faction. I know this is not sponsored by CG or anything. It's my personal opinion. Alright, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will be back soon for an All Republic guide on how to run Raven on tier 4 this time, the Relic 5 tier. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys soon.